The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore. And hey, Patreon people, my microphone's falling. Patreon people, look. It's just us.
It's just us.
James and Connor died on the way
dead.
over.
They've died. They're gone.
Ironically enough, it was James that hit Connor, and then James went flying off into a ditch.
Wear your seatbelt.
Please.
The cat is upstairs howling.
That's just the way it is. Unfortunately for Patreon viewers, I'm sure that you've already noticed the dogs have been put away.
Unfortunately, they've been put away.
The funniest thing I've seen.
Very fortunately, they've been put away.
In general, in the Discord.gg/JumperScape, there was one dude, I think it was Ethan. He just sent a screenshot of my feet. And it just went for free.
For free?
It was hilarious.
Satan is keeping your seat warm in hell for that.
As you can also see, the panels are stuck. They're never going anywhere.
They're staying.
I have ensured that there is nothing that could stop those from that could.
You got this.
That could prevent. Wait, that could cause it to fall.
There you go. Oh my God. Oh man.
So also for those of you who are watching or listening, if you're not a patron, then you're just listening, and that's fine. I'm just saying though, the $1 tier has been completely uncapped, so you can just do whatever you want now, and you'll get access for just $1 Reno. But for those of you who are here, you might see I got little packages. These aren't just. I don't just have these. We have packages with a PO box. I also have a little ball. Here you go. It lights up.
Oh, where did you,
Dude, I have no idea. I found it. It was somewhere in Chicago, I think, when we were down there. I had that for like the last year. You can communicate. It's okay. We just can't hear you. That's the thing. We should get her own microphone. I just don't know how we're going to do that.
You're telling me like you're not the producer here.
You help.
I don't help produce.
You could.
I could help, but I don't. You're telling me like I'm responsible for getting her a mic. I'm like, sure, let's get her a mic. I don't know, man.
Yeah, why not?
I guess let's get her a mic.
For those who are watching on the video as well, please tell us what do you think of this angle. The previous one was lower, and I have a feeling this one's better. So
it also helps just because there's two of us as well. We're both sitting closer in. Connor and James usually aren't here, and we'd kind of be pushed back a little bit. Focus. Focus, or we'll turn turn it off.
No, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I was
trying to have a legitimate conversation about the camera, and this man just starts disassociating into the Halo 2 main menu cutscene.
Listen,
bite Slim Jim.
I like Halo a lot.
Can you open mine for me?
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, I'm being so serious. I couldn't get it. I cut my fingernails. I was just struggling. I could not get it.
This is just like how this had to happen, but off screen, so there's no proof that I needed help.
I was really hoping that I could get it before the camera turned on. But honestly, this is probably funnier, so whatever.
Dude, what? What's going on? What?
See? There's something with that one. If you can, I'll just not.
Hey, Shane, tell them what we're going to be talking about.
Today, we're going to be talking about Halo Reach.
Pretty crazy.
It is kind of crazy. We've already talked about it, but we're going to talk about it even more.
Yeah.
Without Connor and James.
Are these just impossible?
I don't know. I did.
Oh.
I would have been so upset. So yeah, today Halo Reach. Not my favorite. But it's close.
Yeah, I figured
it's pretty close.
Because that's where you got your stand.
My what?
You started standing for a Spartan for once.
Listen, if I was to design a Spartan in a mainline Halo game,
yeah,
it would have literally been a copy and paste of Emil. I was so pissed off when I saw Emil for the first time. I was happy. I'm like, bro, he looks so fucking cool. But I'm like, I know for years on end, my friends are going to make fun of me for not having original armor because his armor is literally what I would like use if I was going to create a Spartan. And even in multiplayer, most of my design is around that helmet or his shoulder piece.
And now everybody thinks that you're just copying.
No, 100%. And not to mention, red and black has been my colorway for like, I mean, guess he's kind of gray-ish. I like him more like a darker black, but like the color palette is very, very similar as well. And I've been using that since Halo 3.
Yeah, I just kind of ripped off June entirely. There was no shame in it. I just made him red and that was it.
You know, fair enough.
And thus the famous character Dave the Spartan was born.
Oh, Dave.
I love Dave. Hey, you know, that have I told you the 2 machinima projects that me and James are working on?
I think you told me about one of them.
The one that James is working on?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Well, were you trying to keep it a surprise?
Well, no. It's I wish that you knew about the other one. Because the other one, we have a lot of really cool people in the Discord. Like a lot of them. I'm sure you know this.
Yeah.
One of them is this artist. And I feel bad because I'm completely blanking on the name.
It'll hit you after we're done recording.
It will, yeah. When you're listening to this, pal, shout yourself out. Like DM a moderator or something, and get like 1 free at here, so that people know who I'm talking about.
Not even. You don't even have to DM a moderator. Just throw it out there in the general chat.
Well, the thing is, I'm saying like at here, so that everybody is forced to see who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
Because even though everyone can do it, it doesn't actually work. Only mods and admins can do it.
Gotcha.
So this guy though, super cool. I'm actually like, I've listened to his music now. I love his style. It's so like, I think we were talking about it one time because we had a movie night this past Saturday for book club. We watched Forward Unto Dawn. Still a fantastic movie.
Forward Unto Dawn is amazing.
It's so good. And while we were watching it, after we were done watching it, we stayed on for only about 5 hours.
Only just about 5 hours.
Yeah, there was we got as high as 8 people, went as low as 3, and I was up until like 4 a.m. And in that conversation, got to know this guy, got to hear his music, and I mean, it was almost instantaneous. I commissioned this guy to do the intro for what we're working on.
Oh, that'll be cool.
There's a lot of really fun references you're gonna love.
Oh yeah, like are they like our references for us?
We're talking like he says the number 141.
Okay. No, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I've been having James screen it since he's my partner in crime for Machinima. But I have to get the sets built. That's the hardest part. If anybody out there is a forger, like you are just god tier.
Well, what Halo are you for? What
Infinite.
One? Infinite. I have not done.
It's hard.
I have not done anything Halo Infinite related, like Forge, like anything like that.
Yeah, because this set needs to be very, very unique. And Reach forging, I love it, but it all looks the same.
Yeah, you can only do so much with Halo Reach and that's the thing. Like I was okay at Halo Reach forging, but the minute Forge got like better, don't get me wrong, better, but more complex in Halo 5. I'm like, I'm good. I wanted to learn in Halo Infinite, like I was telling you and James, like I wanted to learn once Infinite came out, but it's kind of dead in the water currently, so I'm like, there's just no point.
No, and like Halo Reach Forge, it was just perfect in my opinion, because like, first of all, you finally got phasing.
Yep.
Which was like a glitch in Halo 3, but now was actually a feature in Halo Reach. I still remember being a kid and just kind of loading up Forge World, and what I would do with David and Josh, they would be over at my house. Maybe we did it one time. I don't even know, because I had so many friends over that would do that with me. But we would all load up into Forge World, pick a spot in the world, and then just build something. Yeah. It wouldn't be for any particular thing. It wasn't even the Needler game. Yeah, it was just for fun, just build something. Just for fun, just build something.
It was so simplistic, yet like you can make some really, really cool stuff, especially with like the increased budget on MCC, on Halo Reach. Dude. Don't forget they added was it a longsword? What did they add in Halo?
They added a saber. And the target designator.
The target, yeah. Both
and a
bunch
of other things.
Yeah. I know there's a few more structures, and I want them to add AI to MCC to Halo Reach's Forge. That'd be
Can
cool.
on PC.
Yeah, but just bite Slim Jim, stares down the camera, calling out the random 343 dev that's watching this on PC. Can we please get that on console?
That'd be super. I mean, it sounds easy. Someone modded it in on 360.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if you can do it on Infinite, you can definitely do it on MCC.
Well, you want to know how it was done on 360? It was wild to me. There was this game mode. It was called like Spartan Slayer or something, Mythic Slayer. You loaded it up in Forge. You set respawn points.
Yep.
Depending on what number you made the respawn point, it would spawn a different thing. So when you load it up in custom games, it would spawn that item.
Oh, so like 5 would be a Jackal, 6 would be an Elite, or something like that? Or?
Something along those lines, yeah. I don't know if you could actually spawn like full AI, but you could spawn characters that could be killed, interacted with, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I don't know if they were functional because you have to actually program.
That's something different. That's a whole nother ballgame. But at least being able to spawn them in would be like nice for an aesthetic, I guess. But I think AI in Forge is one of the best things that could have happened to Halo.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we've been talking about it for so long, even since we were kids, talking about AI in Forge, and we just get it in a random update. Like a few months, you're like, oh, okay, well, the biggest thing to happen to Halo in God knows how long is just dropping.
And it was
mid-season.
Great.
No, it's like, that's why, like, I want to say, like, I think Halo Infinite probably has the best custom games because of that. Like, Halo 5 is close, but like the only thing that sets them apart is AI and Forge and Halo Infinite. That I think that's what sets them apart.
Have you played the new Big Team Battle mode?
No, I haven't.
You gotta try it.
I was gonna say I have not played Halo.
It's actually the best mode right now. Like I actually am having fun with it.
What is it?
So it's Big Team Battle, right?
Yep.
But each team has 2 of those giant Sentinel dudes from the campaign.
Oh no!
It's sort of like it's a little bit like Warzone. Where you have to go to the enemy's side and blow it up. Not firefight, just Warzone.
I don't like either, to be fair.
Well, it's like that. You have to run over to the other side, blow up the enemy's sentinels, and then that's it. And it's challenging because it requires a lot of tactical play.
Good. I mean, the main thing that really set me off for like Halo 5 Warzone and Warzone Firefight is just to be any type of viable, like packs. It was the rec packs. And like, if someone wanted to splurge a absolute ton of money on rec packs to get better weapons, they could. So it kind of made it pay to win. And it really sucked if you got something that was really good but didn't get the commendation for it, so you wouldn't just keep getting them.
Yep.
And like, you just got like one Tartarus's gavel, and that was your only one, and you spawn in, and you get your head taken off like immediately, and you lose it.
Well, good news is none of us would ever buy that many rec packs. James,
I bought quite a few as well.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
Oh my God.
I know. I bought the legendary Warzone XP pack so I could get max rank before Halo Infinite. I didn't.
Weak.
Huh?
Weak.
I wanted the shitty armor coating that was not worth it at all.
Dude,
it was
you
not
probably
worth
didn't recognize me because of the red arm.
It was just so not. The reward should have been so much better. It should have been like a really, really cool set of armor that you got for hitting max rank, not a really crappy coating.
I think it should have been a whole package. You get a coating, you get a stance, you get an armor coating.
Well, if I would have known what the coating system was like, then like the armor system was like, then yeah, I would have absolutely been. The fact that it was just a coating is like criminal for a game majority of the community didn't even like to get max rank. It's just like, make it worth it, please.
Well, speaking of games that the majority of the community didn't like, it wasn't Reach.
No.
But a lot of them didn't.
I know the multiplayer really set a lot of people off just because of how different it was.
Well, hey, since this is a lore podcast, it was mostly because of the campaign.
Was it really?
Dude, they screwed up everything. The book, Fall of Reach, very, very difficult to actually tie to Halo Reach. Like, yeah, the multiplayer was a contention thing. The armor abilities were rough.
The writing problems seem to just keep following them no matter what.
Bungie had quite a few later on.
Yeah.
They really did. And Reach was one of those ones. Because, first of all, I think one of the things that ends up being different, and I haven't really looked a whole lot into this, mostly because I was just annoyed at the sheer concept that Reach and Reach don't
clash, mesh together.
They just don't. The pieces fit together.
You did not just fucking say that.
No, of course I did.
Oh my god, not an Incredibles reference. Oh my god.
Oh.
There was just I heard a thud and then I heard the cat meow. I'm like,
she's here. She's upstairs now. But yeah, supposedly the Reach book details Reach's fall as like a couple days, if that. It's just gone and over. But Reach describes it more like a month. It's a month process of the Covenant to destroy it.
how do we know that? Is it like the time jumps at like the start of every mission?
The books are very handy in the fact that every chapter usually has a military calendar date and time. So you'll know exactly when everything happens. Hello, kitty. Oh, wait. Come here. Come here. She doesn't know. She doesn't know that she's famous. No. It's okay. Wait, hold on. If I encourage her, give me a second. Keep on talking to the people about Reach storyline.
Yeah, so the Halo Reach storyline. Probably not my favorite Halo game, but it's for me top 3 just because of what it did in general in terms of like it took a darker and more gritty tone than what you're normally used to. All right, that was not okay. That was not okay. But yes, in terms, it felt more like a militaristic shooter than like a space fantasy. It felt like it just felt like it has a different tone than all the other Halo games have.
Huge, yeah.
That's kind of what really did it for me. It's just like I remember playing Halo 3 in 2007. I'm like, oh, you feel like just this super soldier badass who's just tearing through everybody. And then in Halo Reach, in Halo 3, you're like, oh, yeah, Spartans just simply cannot die whatsoever.
It's just not possible.
No, and then Halo Reach, and they're just so willing to just start picking them off one by one. Even in one of the Halo Reach original trailers, I forget what the trailer is called, the original Noble 6, he offs himself. Huh?
Deliver hope.
Deliver hope, that's what it's called.
And he sacrifices himself, he doesn't off himself.
The same thing. Yes, he nukes a Covenant carrier from the inside,
which is so cool.
No, it was pretty, but that was like the first time you see like an actual Spartan, like I guess dying. I mean, to be fair, like it was on his own accord. It wasn't like some random like needle through the head.
Was he driving a Honda? You like my cat? Hi, kitty.
Austin's not very locked in today.
I'm extremely locked in. I'm just having a great time having a one-on-one. I'm forced to, so.
I'm forced to make it sound like it was my idea.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So, with Halo Reach and its characters, that's the sort of thing that I really wanted to get into because when it comes to the lore of Reach, everyone usually knows about Reach. They all know about who was there, what fleets were there, which Arbiter's fleet, as well as like 3 other fleets from the Covenant, were all attacking this planet. And there was no way that anyone was going to be able to survive that attack. But you do get a little bit of something when you go into some of the backstories of these characters, such as some of the most recent inclusions, which I kind of wanted to chat about because I'm not sure I like the stories. Have you read any of the Waypoint Chronicles at all?
If I have, it's been a while. I don't remember anything from them, if that's what you're getting at.
They're recent.
No.
Have you listened to any of the stories from Waypoint? You know, the show that we produce internally here at JumperScape.
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
She whomped you. I just want to point that out.
Did you really?
Yes.
You know, fair enough. I've just been so burnt out on Halo. Everything kind of just hurts in terms of Halo. The bright part is that the TV show got canceled, which it's bittersweet. It just wasn't what Halo needed.
Yeah.
And it kind of just made the community even more divided and upset than it already is. So it's just, for me, like I said, I haven't even played Halo Infinite in like a month and a half, maybe 2. I just have had no motivation for anything Halo. Like, I love it to death, but it's tough. It is so tough.
No, I understand entirely. That's why I play primarily MCC.
I don't blame you.
Because Infinite is in the spot that it's in. I don't think anybody's expecting that we continue playing Halo Infinite. If anything, I think they're counting on us stopping so that it dies and then they can revive it again.
We're not going to stop.
That's the thing. When the only updates are these operations that are purely cosmetic, they've stopped.
Yeah.
That's bare minimum. No one's working on this game anymore.
Right. And that definitely tells me that's just like they're working on something else.
Yeah.
Like that 10-year window that they originally, they crumbled that up, threw it in the shred
Which
bin.
it should be noted. That has been disproven.
Has it really?
Yep. That 10-year thing, you ready for this one? That 10-year thing was only said by one person.
Who was it?
Don't know, but that person got fired a couple weeks later. I don't think he was supposed to say that.
they're probably sitting there like, he sent out a tweet and just at 343, there's just papers flying everywhere. Everyone's panicking to like get the tweet taken down, reporting it, like just burning any shred of evidence that he even mentioned it.
Yep.
Because I mean, up until you just told me that, that's where my mind was at for Halo Infinite. I like 100.
Exactly.
I still thought like that was, and here's the thing. What sucks is there might be some truth to it, but the way the game launched, they probably tried to backtrack super quick, and the way they cleared house with their employees, they probably, like I said, it was probably true, but the way they cleared house, they were like, let's just get a clean slate.
Which, good call on them, because man, that was rough.
No, for sure, and to an extent, like it does worry me a little bit for the next game. I think they just needed to take key elements from a bunch of Halo games. And here's the thing, like I don't dislike Halo Infinite by any means, but like Halo Infinite to me is the definition. Halo Infinite to me is the definition of wasted potential. It did a lot right, but there was a lot that they didn't capitalize on.
Yeah.
Again, AI in Forge is one of the best things to ever happen to Halo. I think the gameplay of Halo Infinite is arguably the best in the franchise. It plays like a modernized Halo 2. To me, at least that's
a good way to put it.
A modernized. Obviously, without the button combos, but they've adopted a little bit of the movement, meta that we're kind of in the FPS industry right now.
Yeah,
like every FPS has its own like movement type deal. Like Siege has like the lean spamming. Call of Duty
Halo 3 would have done first.
And then Call of Duty, obviously, the brain rot that goes on over there.
The new omnidirectional movement.
Yeah, to be fair, I think that's kind of cool though.
I mean, it's cool. It's a dumb name.
It is.
It's just what it is.
Yeah. No,
which, granted, you probably shouldn't be naming just movement. I mean, you are able to sprint in all directions. Which
they should have just called it like they should have just called it improved movement, in my opinion.
Like movement 2.0. Wait, didn't they already do that?
I don't know.
Maybe movement 3.0. I don't know.
You're talking about. I think you're thinking of Warzone.
Still, it's Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is just. I'm in a weird spot with Call of Duty right now.
Call of Duty's in a weird spot with itself.
Yeah, I'm excited for Black Ops 6 though.
I am too.
I'm actually excited about.
I don't know
that.
if Burns is.
It's hard to figure out what he thinks of it.
It's really hard to figure it out.
He's so like wishy-washy about it. Like
won't talk about it.
No, he won't talk about it. But that makes you wonder. Like in the trailers, like it's not him.
Like maybe my theory is that if he's actually excited about it, maybe he like voices a skin and it's the original Frank Woods.
There's that. I've thought about that. Or this is supposed to be about Halo. This is supposed to be about Halo.
We just go on tangents. I'll bring it back eventually. I have an idea for it, but
I thought about that like an old skin, like a retro pack for Frank Woods. Like it's actually James Burns. But I've also thought about if they wanted to keep the new actor for like in the present moment cutscenes, but James Burns in flashbacks.
That'd be cool.
It doesn't make sense to me, but no. I'd like to think so. I really would like to think that he's included in some way, shape, or form. Or maybe they're trying to like surprise people by having the Cold War voice actor in the trailers, and then when you actually play the game, it's James Burns.
Maybe.
Something like that.
That'd be really messed up to do to the Cold War voice actor.
What they did to James Burns was even more messed up.
Dang, you right.
I am right.
All right, so here's the deal, right, with Reach. The Chronicles I was talking about. I like a lot of them. I'm not a fan of all of them.
Okay.
One of them that I'm really not a fan of, being real, is Winter Contention.
Okay.
It was for the winter contention event. I think it was actually what it was called. It was winter something. It was that winter season, whatever it was called, right? And it had all of the Halo Reach armor.
Okay.
It was that one. And they usually do these Waypoint Chronicles as a way to advertise the latest operation at the time of the latest season.
Yeah.
And so in this case, it was an operation season thing talking about one of the operations that Noble Team carried out back when Tom was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
And Emil wasn't in the squad.
Yep.
And it was Rosenda instead. And the characters are fun. They're interesting. Don't know who Rosenda is. I'm pretty sure she's just a newcomer that was invented for this. Like, she was brought in as the original Noble 4. But the characters aside, the story doesn't really make a lot of sense. You want me to real quick walk you through it?
Go for it.
So, we're on Concord, baby, I think. We're on a planet.
We're on a planet. We are on a planet.
We are on a planet. This planet, believe it or not, is under attack by the Covenant. Baller, right? This is normal.
Sounds about right.
And what they do is pretty cool. They make it so that it's like June is doing this overlook thing, and he's just providing overwatch for the team. Noble 1 and Noble 5. They're in they're I think is Noble 2 is Cat. Noble 5 George.
Jorge.
They're in the city limits. They're just protecting these people. They're like sort of villagers, more like, and so
there was it would have cost you $0.
Dude, I have a cat on my lap. There is nothing you can say to me right now.
I don't know how that's relevant, but sure.
I'm just saying.
You do have a cat on your lap. He's not wrong.
Yeah. So,
okay.
June is like, hey, boss, I got a thing in the distance. Says it's a Draugr. A Draugr was a concept vehicle that was supposed to be potentially, it wasn't officially added in, but it was one of those things that it got a piece of concept art, so at some point someone thought of it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was a piece of concept art made by Isaac Hannaford, who is brilliant. I love him. Join us on the show if you listen. I love you. You're awesome. Isaac Hannaford, I'm pretty sure he was the one that did the concept art for a vehicle called the Draugr. And the Draugr is basically, think a Wraith, okay?
Okay.
Now swell that up about like 200 times.
Oh my God.
And then it's like hovering like several dozens of meters off the ground. And it just, slowly across the land.
It's terrifying. I kind of like it.
It drops off like dozens of Wraiths and ghosts. It's really big. It's probably, just judging off of the concept art, it's probably 2 or 3 times bigger than a Scarab.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's big. And it floats.
It floats.
They float. Anyway.
Shout out 237.
Yeah. Fridays.
Check
it out.
James isn't here, so I'll shout it out for him.
He's gonna have to.
Gonna have to.
By the way, if you want, speaking of shout outs, if you want to check out the video version of this podcast, patreon.com/JumperScape. If you want to be around other people who are talking about how much fun it is watching the video episodes on Patreon, discord.gg/JumperScape. So this Draugr is coming up, and June is like, yo, we got a problem. And so Carter and Kat work out a plan. Kat, of course, brings up the real decisive moment, because that's Carter and Kat's thing. They go back and forth until Kat figures out the solution.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kat, Rosenda, and Tom all go to get this Draugr. And I'm thinking like, okay, several dozens of meters off the ground based off of the concept art. It's big. It's got massive cannons. This battle's going to be sick. It is, but you forget the Draugr is there most of the time, because
how do you forget something that big is there?
It ain't doing much. It deploys ghosts. It deploys wraiths, but that's easy. Cakewalk stuff.
The way you describe it, I don't know in Star Wars. I don't know what they're called. Think of the droids, the troop transport.
Oh, those things. Yeah,
that's kind of what
sand crawlers.
Is that what they're called? No,
Jawas?
No, the droids.
No?
Oh, no, the separatists. Think of Naboo. First battle against the Gungans when they get deployed.
No, that's an Empire thing.
Close enough.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the transport craft. I forget what they're called.
I don't know what they're called, but that's kind of what I'm thinking of.
It's kind of like that, except huge.
Probably a lot bigger.
Way bigger. Because first of all, I think a wraith is bigger than that thing.
I don't think so.
It's massive. Are you talking about the ones that fly in space or the ones that are on the ground?
The ones that are on the ground.
Okay, yes, we're talking about that, but like a lot bigger, like almost the size of Theed itself.
Right. Oh my God.
It's a big ship. So it's just hovering on the ground, like just above it. And the way that they do this is they manage to drive a Warthog up its rear end.
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
Which I don't know how they did that, given how high off the ground it is, according to the concept art. That's the only way that this fails is if you don't know what the Draugr looks like. Super smooth experience. It's like, it's so smooth. But then you go look at the concept art and you're like, how did they do that? They get into the back end of it.
I'm Googling the concept art.
Cool, do it. And then Kat just simply does her thing, I guess, and becomes R2-D2 for a moment and hijacks that thing. And she hijacks the ship's weapons and just starts using those weapons against itself and the rest of the Covenant. And that's how they win. And even then, they win, but it's like they take over the Draugr and that's it. They don't even like show you, they don't describe what it's like when it starts destroying stuff.
Interesting.
Like you could have had just a little bit of that. It's very dialogue heavy. It's a very dialogue heavy story trying to give Tom and Rosenda a little bit more of a personality, which I understand, but it could have been a little more robust in IMO, you know? Mm-hmm. So you get some of Tom in there, and Tom is made much more interesting, and now I feel really bad about his death because his character is super interesting. So I'd at least recommend Winter Contention to understand Tom and Rosenda. And then Rosenda is brought back in for the intel drops or something. June is like, hey, I need you to come back in for something happening at the Avery Johnson Academy of Military Science, the one that's live fire, that map, where, you know, Oni is actually underneath everything.
Yep.
Yeah. It's kind of just that.
Cool.
In terms of everything else for Halo Reach, that's the unfortunate part. The only other thing I could really like tell you is how 343 did the patch job on, Cortana was in two places at the same time? Because Cortana was with Master Chief on the Pillar of Autumn before Halo Combat Evolved. But she was also on the actual surface of Reach moments before it starts getting like full-on glassed. And Noble Six has to deliver that one to the Pillar of Autumn. Mm-hmm. But Cortana's already there according to the Fall of Reach. They cut her in half.
Wait, what?
No, seriously.
They just kind of split her AI?
They just split her in half. The one that handles all of the complex maneuvers and all of the complex thought and everything like that, that's the one that Chief had. That's how he slapped a missile out of the air because of her assistance with that. The other half is like personality or something. I don't know.
Who cares about that?
That's the one that's just sitting there and waiting for Noble Six to come pick her up. Interesting. That's basically it, because everything else is like, you know, Captain Keyes, you know, Halsey, like what Halsey is doing there. At the very least, we can do that. The Forerunner structure, they discovered that, and that thing has a huge amount of lore behind it. If anyone can ever get their hands on Dr. Halsey's journal, highly recommend you read through that. I did, nearly cried. But that's because I've been waiting to own one for a long time. Shout out to the people who are in the Discord. Y'all got me that thing, and I really appreciate it very much so. It's sitting comfortably in my office now. I'm not letting it down here.
Fair enough.
Finally. Oh, my gosh. I was in such an uncomfortable position.
You can't move until she does.
No.
That's the law.
It's the part of
punishable by death.
Supposedly, and she'll kill you.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to check your phone to see how long we've been recording? Because I actually, again...
It's 6:40.
Okay, so we're still good. We still got like 10 more minutes.
So we're close, but not quite.
So, I don't know. What I'm trying to figure out right now is that, like, Reach is not the only glassing story we've got. Obviously, there's a ton of others. We got Biko. We got, actually, some of Earth. You know what? Give me a game about the attack on Cleveland.
You know... I'm all for it.
It wasn't very long, but it happened.
Dude, like that could just be, imagine this point, like ODST and being an ODST in like future Cleveland.
Would you want to ever just play as a Marine? Just a normal dude?
It depends. The story would have to be good.
as is the case.
Yeah, obviously. Well, the gameplay is going to be drastically different because you're in every Halo game other than like one, you've been a Spartan.
Unless you play on PC. You ever play Combat Evolved as a Marine?
Can't say
They can't run diagonally.
They can't run diagonally?
They cannot run diagonally.
Is it a mod?
Yes.
You just have... Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it turns out Marines cannot run diagonally in Halo Combat Evolved.
Well, to be fair, I'm sure when they were developing Combat Evolved in the early 2000s, they were like, yeah, some modder in the 2020s is going to find a way to play it as this random, faceless, nameless Marine. Like, I don't think they put that was in the cards.
That is actually... attached to Reach, since Reach was Bungie's last endeavor. We'll do a little bit of Bungie lore, right? A lot of the stuff that we think is like super deep lore, a lot of it actually very well might have been just... I forgot what the principle was that Paul Russell brought up, but Paul Russell was tweeting a whole lot. Paul Russell came up with a lot of things. He came up with a lot of stuff with the Forerunners. He came up with the name Halo. Like he was behind a lot of the big stuff. He was in a conversation with some people on Twitter, and they were asking him all sorts of questions about Halo's lore and all that. And he was like, let me be real with you guys. Never in a million years did any of us think that any of you were going to care that much.
I mean, fair enough.
We haven't thought this stuff through. Whatever you guys have put in, good job. But we didn't think about this.
Whatever. Fair enough.
He also, if I can apply more to this situation, you know how that whole thing for a while now, that whole 343 won't hire Bungie employees.
Yeah.
So first of all, that hasn't been a thing for a long time.
Okay.
They're okay with it now. Back when they were starting with Halo 4, though, it's true. They weren't allowing Bungie employees.
Well,
but Paul Russell gave an explanation why.
Okay.
As a person who worked at Bungie, came up with Halo, like, identity, that whole thing. He was basically like, I understand it. I wouldn't have hired us because we're a bunch of headstrong individuals who will only take it our way. And with these guys trying to do something new with Halo, we wouldn't have let them touch it.
Right. And that's... I know they wanted to create their own separate identity.
Yeah, they wanted to take Halo into a new direction.
Yeah, they wanted to. I mean, they built off of what Bungie, the foundation that Bungie had.
They took the idea for the story, yeah.
Right, but they've constantly gone on record talking about how they wanted to do. It's their take on Halo. Like they wanted to do their own thing. And if I'm being real, the way Bungie has handled Destiny, I don't really blame them.
Yeah, Bungie isn't really Bungie anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's just like I wouldn't want Bungie touching on Halo these days either.
Here's the thing, though. There's actually some pretty cool stuff going on. OG Bungie devs, at least one of them has come back to 343.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different. I don't remember who he was, but one of the OG devs is back with 343 right now. But if you really want to find some really cool games, you just got to follow the paper trail of these dudes' names. Not all of them are easy to follow, but let's say you find the art director for Halo 3. His games are fantastic. Marcus Leto, guy who I'm pretty sure he designed Master Chief's armor and Combat Evolved, among a lot of other stuff. He was one of the OG founders, basically. He is doing all sorts of stuff. Made a lot of really good games. And there's one other guy, I'm trying to remember his name. He has a really wild name. Oh gosh, what's his name? It's... I can't remember his name. It starts with an A. But he was one of the founders alongside Jason Jones. And ironically enough, he runs a podcast now called The Fourth Wall or something.
Oh.
I think. I can't remember what it's completely called. But he pulls in guests all the time, and they're usually just people he used to work with, which is the funny thing. So that's pretty entertaining. I want to get all these people on. I would love to. It's just these people are understandably busy. Paul Russell, you jerk. All right, so here's the thing. I tweeted out saying, Paul, you say that you're here on Twitter to answer questions. I understand. Would you like to come and answer questions on the library Halo Lorecast streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Please.
And he liked the post. That's it. He never said anything. He never DM'd me. He just liked it.
He's like, hey, that's pretty cool. I think just goes past.
Like, do I add him again?
Probably.
Do I need?
I'm not gonna lie. I really do think it's a generation gap type deal. No, you're laughing, but I'm being so serious.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell my dad some of the most I'll give him good news or bad news. Like, hey, he'll text me like, hey, how are you? Like, how's your day going? I'll be like, hey, I felt really crappy last week. I've been super sick. And he'll just send me the most out of pocket emojis. Like just like I'm like, stuff that like, Dad, you don't use these emojis in this situation. It's a generation thing. They don't understand. Like liking doesn't correlate to like, yes, I'm interested. Saying I'm interested is like that's, or maybe he just doesn't care. Like there's always that chance that he just does not care. But
I used to have discussions with my one of my professors back at college quite frequently about this one specific topic about that, which is like how emojis are actually texting in general is one of the worst ways to communicate ever, and emojis don't actually help because certain emotions cannot be conveyed through text, and it's always better to just do a phone call because you can actually hear somebody's voice. But he and I would debate over what is the sarcasm emoji. We would ask people this question, and each time we got a different answer.
Everyone interprets their own emoji. God, this has gone so off track.
Just saying.
This has gone so off track. Oh my
That's just because with Reach, here's the thing about Reach, right? It's sort of like with every other game in the Bungie era. That's it.
Okay.
That's the game, right? There's like ODST, you could talk about how it's taking place during Halo 2, and Halo 2 takes, like, if you really want to play the games canonically, you go up until not Metropolis, it's the one after that. Well, yeah, it's Metropolis. You go up until Metropolis, you beat that, stop, go play ODST, finish the entire game, and then go back and continue with Heretic, because that moment where the ship is traveling through space and it's going through slip space is really slow. It's actually like a couple weeks later. It's not just they go through the slip space and come out the other side. It's weeks later. So you could just play it that way. But ODST, aside from its correlations to things like Dante's Inferno and stuff, and maybe if you want to get some history on the characters, such as like Romeo is only an ODST because he tried to sleep with a governor's wife.
Respect.
Yeah, he would have pulled it off too had he not been. He was a playa. So the governor pulled some strings in the UNSC and had him shipped off to ODST school, and so Romeo was stuck there. And things like Mickey's brother, I think, or something, was an insurrectionist, and so he joined the ODSTs to try to redeem his family name. Ended up just becoming an insurrectionist himself. Folks like Dutch and their war history, the fact that Dutch is in one of the Halo Legends, he's in Babysitter. There's a lot of really interesting things that you could pull, like little pieces and details, but beyond saying them for one sentence, you can't go any further than that.
No.
So same thing goes for Reach. Reach has a lot that goes on in the background, but for the most part, you just address it once and it's over. Like you could talk about how there's an assembly of AI that are controlling the fate of humanity, and Reach is one of the most obvious cases of that, because there's terminals that talk about this assembly that are guiding the actions of humanity.
Right.
That's pretty much all you got. So Reach is a fantastic game. Reach has a really good campaign, although I do understand why some folks are like, this campaign sucks because all the characters don't even get to be characters.
I've never heard anyone outright say it sucks. Never. I've never heard anyone say they genuinely dislike the campaign. I've heard people say it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite either. But I've never heard anyone tell me, or even online, strangely enough, you figure, like, there's always people online who just chronically bitch online. Like, it's just complain constantly, no matter what. They're not happy about anything. I love how you're looking right in the camera, like you're thinking as somebody. You're like, yeah, Shane, you're right. You're looking right in the camera. Oh. And I've never heard anyone openly say that they just don't like Halo Reach as a campaign. I've never heard anyone say it. Never. I'm not doubting that they're out there, and I'm also like not saying that's not valid, even though it's not. But
what would you do to them?
What
would you do to them?
To someone who said that they think Halo Reach sucks?
Yeah.
Tell them why they're wrong.
Based.
What else can I do? Like
legally?
Sure.
You could sue for libel.
I don't think I could. I think maybe Bungie or maybe 343 could.
You feel personally attached to this product.
I understand why it's not a certain group of people's not their favorite Halo game, but I won't understand like why it's their least favorite, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's weird. I've met at least 3
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's
who
3
said
more than
that?
I've ever met.
They're like, it's below 5.
Oh my
And I'm
god,
like, how in the
that's
world?
criminal. No, that's
How?
criminal.
But
That's
these are
criminal.
also like this is calling back to some conversations I've had before, where people who grew up with Bungie, let's say they were playing Halo 4 when they were 6, they're 18 right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so they probably have like a nostalgic attachment
Exactly.
to Halo 4.
4, 5.
Here's the thing:
2.
we were probably about 12, 11, 12, 13 playing Halo 4.
Yep. But
It-
3 ODST Wars was our golden years.
Yes. But I mean, here's the thing: that's not nostalgia. Those were genuinely amazing games.
Yes.
And here's the thing: like Halo 4, there's definitely a lot of there's definitely mixed opinions on it.
Mhm.
I still really enjoy Halo 4 all around. I understand like the custom games and the Forge was kind of ass, which really, really sucks because like that's a big part of what Halo is.
Mhm.
I understand the multiplayer wasn't perfect. Like the loadout system, like I understand that's not Halo. But you go back and you go into MCC and there's modes on there that I don't even know if these modes were in Halo 4 back in the day where like there wasn't set, you couldn't create your own loadouts. It was kind of just set like BR, AR starts, you know what I mean? And I still think, and Halo 4 has had some of the, I mean, up until now, I guess, Halo 4 had some of the best game modes in any Halo. It had Dominion. Do you remember Dominion?
Of course I do.
Ricochet. Yes.
You already know. It's my favorite game mode of any Halo game
and it's
ever.
not been back.
Hands down.
And it has not been.
I'll kill you.
Don't blame me.
You just brought it up. That's the thing. You just ruined my whole night. You brought it up.
It's just like, I think there's and I don't want to get too into the Halo 4 like realm, but I think looking back on, I think Halo 4 was severely overhated. I think a lot more people have like kind of come around to it at this point. Like, it wasn't perfect, but I genuinely think it was a good Halo game. I still do. I really do. I love the campaign. I still do love the campaign. In my opinion, I almost want to say it's 343's best campaign.
I'd say so too.
I think it tops Infinite.
Wait, dude. Okay, listen. Halo Infinite's campaign. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is supposed to be about Halo Reach, not Halo 4.
Final thing I want to talk about with Reach is just there was a lot of stuff about especially when you're talking about the comparison between Reach and 4. 4, I usually take it as like baby's first Halo. I've said that multiple times, and I'm gonna keep on saying that because it's just true. It's way too easy. So forgiving. Reach, nope. Reach is pain. Reach will punish you, especially when ultra elites show up.
Oh, if you're talking in terms of like AI, then sure.
Dude,
I was thinking more or less like multiplayer and
if we're talking
weapon
like that,
Bloom
sucks.
Bloom was
always
horrible.
did, and it was really good when you play pre-TU stuff.
Yep.
Because Bloom is just terrible. Armor lock.
Ugh.
I enjoy it on the aesthetics. I hate it in the gameplay. It just completely interrupts the loop. It's really cool when you use it on a vehicle. It's great for a trailer shot, but man, is it annoying to fight against. Although sometimes it does kind of feel like you're just standing there just ready to throw a grenade.
And it sucks if you're playing against someone who's like partied up. Like, hey, dude, I'm turtle shelling it up. Can you come help me while this guy waits for my armor lock to wear off?
I think the one time that I genuinely considered just uninstalling the game real quick was I ran into a guy in armor lock and his buddy came up behind. Like, it was so annoying. Armor lock, a guy hidden around a corner. I'm waiting and I get assassinated.
Yeah, I would close the game.
I'm sitting there just like, this sucks.
I also like whenever we play custom games, when we have a custom game night with Discord,
August
and
5th.
we're playing a mode that has like an unlimited armor ability. Like just for unlimited sprint. God for freaking bid someone snatches up an armor lock. Like, oh my, because like you can just sit there and just wait. And just freaking wait. And oh my God, it makes me want to cry.
You guys want a free trick? Do you want a free trick? You already know it.
I want a free trick.
Calling it. In Forge, spawn 2 armor locks.
Yep.
Get out of Forge Ball. Pick up one of those armor locks. Go into armor lock. Go into Forge Ball while in armor lock. Go to the other armor lock. Hit B.
Yep.
Or other controls depending on what your control settings are. And then go to the bottom of that list and hit delete all of these. When you come out of Forge Ball, you'll still be in armor lock permanently, and everything about the game changes, including you are heavier. If you stand on a vehicle, you will pressure it down.
I forgot about it, but I did know. I'm pretty sure someone did that in one of our.
Yeah.
Oh God, I think we were filming something a few months back on the Halo. We were filming the Funtage.
Yep.
And we were trying to film, and someone was doing that.
Yep. And the only thing
Forget who it was.
The only thing that can kill you is either. No, it's just water. Only water can kill you on Forge Ball.
Drown. You have to drown.
you have to drown or go to a return to the battlefield thing. Otherwise, nothing can kill you.
Yeah, I knew about that.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
What's our time, my friend?
6:56.
Well then, friends, we're done.
This is the last episode of the library.
Thank you for joining us on this journey so far. All this money spent on the studio, not worth it.
We're done. We're calling it quits right now.
But hey, I made a quick reference to it just a second ago when he brought up a game night. August 5th, I'm hosting a Halo World Tour.
Halo World Tour? Like go through all of them?
We're going through all of them. We're going to go to Combat Evolved 2, 3, 4, 5.
Combat
Reach,
Evolved is going to be insane.
Infinite. Even ODST, I'm going to have people break up and do their own little firefight lobbies so you can last the longest on Legendary.
I have an idea, but like this could limit the people in the game night.
What do you mean?
I was going to say for Combat Evolved, we do Cursed Halo multiplayer.
That would limit it.
It would limit it very much. But I want to do it. It sounds so fun.
# bring mods to Halo MCC console.
I don't know.
It's been a hashtag for a long time.
It would be hard. But if they do that, if they do that, that opens the door for console.
At the very
modding.
least, make it so that it's just like if you're playing with a PC player and they have mods installed, the console just automatically detects it and will just add it in.
You'd have to like link your Steam account or something.
Maybe not. Maybe because think of it like let's say like a Minecraft map. One of your friends has this Minecraft map that they downloaded. You just join it. You know what I mean? You don't need any of the local files of the texture packs or anything. Like if you do, it just downloads them real quick. Kind of
like what we do for Minecraft Halloween maps for the Battle Dudes channel.
Exactly, the Battle Dudes spelled Battle DOODS.
Yes,
on YouTube.
Yes.
So August 5th, World Tour. It'll be a good time. I'll drop some more details in the coming weeks, but that's coming up. Otherwise, we got to get to some packaging here. So. Thank you for sending stuff in the P.O. box. It'll be fun. Join us on Thursday so you can see what these are about. This time, Thursday is going to actually have a video episode.
Thursday.
So enjoy that. So join the community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Have a great time with us. We like to have fun here. And if you want to support us directly, patreon.com/JumperScape or greenlight a show at ko-fi.com/JumperScape. Every $5 we just greenlight a whole new show. It might not be our idea. It might be somebody else's. We're just like, I like your idea. Here's all this. We're going to help you guys out get started. And then it's under our name.
Yeah. What he said.
So thank you guys so much for watching once again or listening if you're not a patron. And we'll see you guys on Thursday. Sound good? Cool. Bye now.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.
The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, 4 friends decided it was about time that they booted up their consoles and discussed this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Library.
The library.
The show where we talk about Halo lore.
On Thursdays.
Tuesdays. It's not, this is Thursday. We don't talk about lore on Thursdays.
Well, yeah, but it's Thursday.
Yeah, but we talk about Halo lore on Tuesdays. Now we're talking about other stuff because it's Thursday. That's how that whole thing goes. You've heard me say it so many times.
But it's Thursday. I know what you're saying, but I'm like, it's Thursday.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Halo lore today.
On Tuesdays.
Yes.
On Tuesdays. We
That's
talk about
just-
Halo lore on Tuesdays.
Yes, we don't talk about them on Thursdays. We talk about the Halo community on Thursdays until September 9th when we stop doing this entirely.
Entirely.
Seriously, Thursday episodes are going out the window. Being for real.
Yeah.
Yep. Thursdays are gone, and Tuesdays will be all that's left, and you'll have to just live with that. But the Q&A and everything will be going back over there. So, hey, speaking of, Shane, you know, I'm sorry, I just blanked entirely there. Sorry.
I fear for my life. Shane, no, I don't actually. I really don't know. Something about Q&A.
Tell the people what you used to play on the original Xbox while I go and use this excuse to get my phone.
Anything that was at the Giant Eagle the Giant Eagle daycare. There was stupid, silly games. I played Spyro a few times.
Yeah, but did you play Fusion Frenzy?
I actually think I did.
Good.
This may be the same game, but there was an old game that you were like, you were like on a racetrack, but you were like monkeys in a little ball.
So you're talking about Super Monkey Ball.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That is such a basic name. I didn't know what it was called.
Yep, Super Monkey Ball.
Played that a lot.
That game is banging.
I didn't play, like I said, I was a PlayStation kid.
Yeah, me too.
So I did not have the original
Bandicoot.
Xbox at all. I went to friends' houses and played the original Xbox. But I played on my PlayStation, my PS1, I played a lot of Twisted Metal. That was like probably my first video game. If anyone knows, you know what Twisted Metal is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, played a lot of Twisted Metal. That was probably like my very, very first video game. Got my PS2, heavy into Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Jack and Dexter. A little bit, I dabbled in Crash Bandicoot. If we're going on the throwback route. I did not get into FPSs for a long while. I played Call of Duty. Here's the thing: the original Call of Duty 2. They released it on the 360 and the PS3, right?
Yeah.
There was another game. They have for whatever reason, Activision has a trend of like launching an Xbox, like not even an Xbox title, but like a Call of Duty title specifically for last gen.
Mm-hmm.
My first FPS, I want to say, was one of the Medal of Honor games. Medal of Honor Rising Sun, or it was Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1. Big Red 1 was on this, the original Xbox.
Yeah.
And it was on the PS2. It was made for last gen. And that was probably my first FPS. And I love that game. It's so unbelievably much. I might try to find a copy and bring it here.
Sure, why not? I'll keep it safe.
Yeah, exactly. It's just because I looked, it's not backwards compatible, unfortunately.
They have to bring that program back.
I just make everything backwards compatible. That was like my first FPS. I played it on the PS2. I've played it on the original Xbox as well at a buddy's house when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I put so many hours into that. So many hours. Again, Medal of Honor is a criminally underrated franchise as well.
For real.
Medal of Honor games are amazing. They're so good.
But before we continue, we have a quiz.
We do have a quiz.
We have a quiz. And our quiz guest is somebody that is very near and dear to our hearts because they sponsor us.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guest at one point. You should go check it out. The one episode featuring Scion Esports. You should check that out. They're pretty dope. ScionEsports.com. You should really check that out. Anyway, we're going to get our guest on. So can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Nope.
I can't believe you've done this.
Reboot.
So it's great to have you join us again. It's been so long since you were on the library, and now this time you just kind of snuck your way back on.
Well, you couldn't find anybody else, so I was the last person available. So
this is actually true.
Shh.
No hard feelings. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
It's okay. You won the backup wheel spin fair and square. That's all on you.
Yeah.
So
it's my only chance of ever getting on the show, probably, is to be the last backup.
Well, we're happy to have you joining us. It's going to be a great time. And so, do you roughly know how the rules of this quiz show work?
I've listened to a couple. But I don't. Long story short, no, I don't.
We're gonna have to make changes because Connor's not here.
Yeah, that's gonna be true.
I think I remember something about a phone a friend.
We have a couple of those. Well, usually.
Yeah.
So I'll briefly walk you through it. So basically, you got 10 questions to answer. You can get 2 of them wrong. 3 of them wrong, I'm kicking you out. Not really, but you're gonna lose.
Okay. Right.
Now the thing is that the last 2 guys have gone out of their way to not accept the reward because they both won, and so they've doubled it and given it to the next person. So at first you would have only won either 500 infinite credits or a random $5 game on Steam or Xbox, but then a guy doubled it, so then your prize would have been 1,000 Halo Infinite credits or a random $10 game on Steam or Xbox. But then that guy won and then doubled that, so now either your reward is going to be 2,000 Halo Infinite credits or it's going to be a random $20 game on Steam or Xbox. Sound good?
That sounds awesome. Is it just me playing? Am I the only one here?
It's just you. You're your only enemy.
That's so much pressure, dude.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna miss like the first. What happens if I miss the first 2 questions?
If you miss the first 2 questions,
You better get the next
more.
8 right.
If you miss all 3 right off the bat, that pot goes. It just disappears.
Well, also don't forget that you didn't mention it to him. He also has the chance to double it.
Yes,
and
if you win, you get to double it one more time.
You'll be the last.
I will not use any more of our resources.
Yes, it'll be if you double it, it'll be a $40 Steam game, or it'll be
4,000
Halo Infinite credits. It is entirely up to you.
That's up to you.
If you want to claim it, or if you want to double it and pass it on to the next unfortunate soul we have on here.
Spoiler alert: I will probably pass it on.
That's fair.
I will probably double it
next week. Someone's gonna get a pretty good game.
I have to get 8 out of 10 questions correct first to do that, right? I think that's going to be it's going to be a challenge.
You got this.
Let's do it.
I think you've got this. All right. So rules are as follows. You already got how many you got to get right, but also a couple other extra things. I'm going to give you 2 lifelines. All right. Okay. There's Shane. You can phone Shane in to answer a question for you, or off screen, off stage, handling our tech is my lovely wife. We usually have Connor as a special Dawn line. But my wife is currently the only other one on set aside from me and Shane here. So she knows a lot about Halo. I guess our cat too, yeah. But she knows a lot about Halo. So if you need another lifeline, she can probably answer a question for you.
Okay, tell me about Shane. Is Shane the one that never reads anything and only?
Yep. I don't read
multiplayer. Yeah, okay.
I don't. Well,
can't.
I can't physically read. So thanks for reminding. Okay. No, I'm playing at you.
So okay, all right. That's good though, because I'm not gonna. If it's a reading material question, I'm probably gonna be more likely to get it.
If it makes you feel any better, I wrote the questions, so there's not many reading questions in there, if any at all.
That actually makes my chances worse. I spend more time reading than I do playing.
Oh, you should be fine. Regardless, you should still be fine.
Yeah, and if it is anything more complicated, I'm guaranteeing you to some degree that my wife will know it because I talk about Halo way too much.
She's like, why? She's shooting.
Don't worry about
that. That would be an awesome trivia show. Would be all the wives of the Halo wives. Let them compete again. I would get my wife on that show if you want to do a Wives of Halo. I would get my wife on that show for you for sure. That would be awesome.
It would be. All right,
it sure would be. It really would be awesome.
My friend, are you ready to see if you can win?
I'm making Cheyenne actually piss herself.
Halo Infinite credits.
Yes, let's do it.
All righty. Question 1: What engine do the mainline Halo games run off of? Is it Monkey Nuts, Blam, or Slipspace?
Well, Slipspace is the new one.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure it's Blam. I don't think it's Monkey Nuts.
The correct answer is indeed Blam. You got it.
Right.
So the thing is, Monkey Nuts was actually the secret code word for Halo Combat Evolved.
I thought you just threw a random word out there. That is insane.
No,
I did not know
was the original project name of Combat Evolved. Yep.
that was supposed to be a trick question. You nailed it pretty good. So nice.
All right, question 2. What are usually scattered around every Halo mission that allows you to enhance your gameplay to make it more fun or more difficult? Is it skulls, terminals, or intel?
So to enhance the gameplay and or make it more difficult would be skulls.
It's the skulls, baby.
I was really hoping you would have put Golden Moa as an answer.
I'm so relieved that it's multiple choice. I didn't realize that every question was going to be multiple choice. That's going to make it. I'm a little more comfortable with.
You're so welcome.
You can narrow it down that way.
I mean, really, the idea is that people win these quiz shows.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, to be fair, the last obviously because people have been doubling the prize pool, people have been winning, but we went through a skid where we lost and we're like. How are we losing?
It's really difficult.
I try not to make the questions overly
that
difficult.
Are the appropriate difficulty. That's one of the funnest parts about our podcast that I really enjoy is writing the trivia questions. But it's so difficult to write questions that are just the right difficulty, that they're competitive and interesting, but not everybody misses every question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had to take a good long look in the mirror when people started losing. I'm like, I looked at Austin, James, and Connor. I'm like. These aren't supposed to be that hard, are they? And they're like, no, they're not. They're really not hard questions.
Hey, real quick, plug yourself. Your show is the Founders podcast, right?
Yeah, actually, we are on a temporary hiatus from our podcast because we had some family medical news that caused us to want to spend Monday nights doing something other than our podcast. So it'll be back. It'll be back with a vengeance. But it's on a temporary hiatus right now because of other obligations on Monday nights. Well, lucky for y'all though, this one Monday night specifically, I was available.
That's good. That's good. I'm sorry that's going on. Then I hope to see you guys come back soon
for you
enough.
Guys.
Yep, absolutely. All right, question number 3. Which of the following guns is missing from Halo 2? Is it the Magnum, the battle rifle, or the assault rifle?
Okay, so it's surely it's not the Magnum. The Halo 2 BR is like kind of legendary, I think, in multiplayer. So what was it again? The battle rifle, the assault rifle, the Magnum?
Yep.
Is it just those 3?
Just those 3.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Magnum.
It is not the Magnum.
It was the assault rifle? Okay, yeah. All right.
It was the assault
rifle.
rifle. Listen. Yeah. We have Halo 2 playing on an Xbox right next to us. If you want to, we can let you play it for a little bit. But
so there's no AR. Halo 2 is the one where you could dual wield the SMGs, right?
Yep. It was the game that introduced dual wielding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I should have gone with my first gut because my first gut was the assault rifle. You should always go with your gut.
Yeah, don't always go for your gut.
Yeah, don't second guess yourself.
Now this one's going to be a little bit of a tricky one, but I think you got this one. All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Question 4. In Halo Infinite, who says the line, "Welcome to my tower, Master Chief. It is where you will be broken"? Is it Artas Vadum, Vega or Jaga or Domnai, or Chaklock?
You still have a lifeline if you need it.
Let's call Austin's wife and see if she knows that one.
All right, honey. Is it in Halo Infinite? Who says this line? "Welcome to my tower, Master Chief. It is where you will be broken." Is it Artas Vadum, Jaga Ardamnai, or Chaklock? Artas Vadum? That is incorrect.
Social credit deducted.
The correct answer was Chaklock.
Chaklock? Okay. If I was going to guess, I would have guessed Chaklock.
Look what you did.
But I didn't guess. But I really respect wives that are willing to subject themselves to Halo trivia. So
Artas Vadum is the shipmaster from Halo 2 and 3.
That's why
Yep.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
You don't talk. I mean,
I guess
there's
that's
not
true.
much to talk about.
Dang. All right. This is it. You got to get the rest of these questions right. You're almost there.
What
though.
do we have, like 5 more, 6 more, or something like that?
6 more to go. Yep.
All right.
You got this. I believe in you 100%. And you still have Shane's lifeline. So just hang on to that. All right.
Shane, did you know that one? Did you know
I sure did.
Chaklock?
I said you have a lifeline. I was hoping you were going to call on me because I said that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
All right. In Halo 4.
And I love the Halo Infinite campaign, too. It was a really good campaign, but I guess I just don't remember specifics of it other than just enjoying it.
That's
for
fair.
sure.
That's fair. In Halo 4, in the Mission Reclaimer, what vehicle are you riding in for the majority of the mission? Is it the Pelican, the Mammoth, or a Mongoose?
In Reclaimer, I don't really think there's any missions where you stay on a mongoose like the whole time.
Yep.
You're on. I know that you're on the mammoth a lot in some of Halo 4.
Well, the key word in the question is riding.
Riding. All right. So Pelican. Do you get to fly a Pelican? Yeah. Okay. Shane, what do you think?
So you're using the lifeline for me?
Yeah.
In the mission Reclaimer, you are riding on a mammoth for majority of the mission.
It is so true.
Okay.
Hit that correct button, please. Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. That's what I thought.
Yeah, like you in the I forget what mission it is where you do fly the Pelican, but it's just riding on and the mission Reclaimer. You're on the mammoth.
Yep.
You're not in the Pelican on Reclaimer.
All right, so you are down to your last 5 questions, and you've got no lifelines left. But I think these ones. I think you got this. These ones are smoothing it out. All right?
Let's do it. Let's see what we got.
Question 6. What year did Halo 3 release? Was it 2005, 2007, or 2008?
So Halo was 2001, Halo 2 was 2004, and then Halo 3, you have 07 and 08 in there?
I have 07 and 08.
Okay, it's got to be 07 because...
It's 07.
It's 07, yeah, okay.
Good. Excellent.
All right.
We're on the
All right.
fast track to victory here.
Okay.
All right. Question 7. Who is the play-by-play announcer in Halo multiplayer, also known as the voice of God?
What's his name? Okay. All right. Give me the multiple choices. Give me the multiple choices.
Once you hear it, I feel like once you
okay.
hear it, you'll have it.
Is it Jeff Steitzer, Steve Downs, or Keith David?
Okay, it's definitely not Steve Downs. I know that. It's that first one, Steitzer.
It's Jeff Steitzer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you just needed to hear it. It clicks.
Yeah, just needed to hear it. Yeah, I follow him on Twitter actually.
Yeah, poor guy on TikTok.
I was gonna say there was some things that happened with him recently.
Really?
Yeah, the people on he was driven off of TikTok because people kept on making fun of his waddle.
Didn't
which
know
is
that.
so dumb. Let's be very clear about this. I'm going to be very upfront about this. If you were one of those people that made fun of Jet Steitzer, you're not a Halo fan.
No.
Bottom line, flat, outright, uninstall the game. Thank you.
Did y'all get him to record that social credit denied thing? Is that specifically for y'all?
Oh, no, he did that a long time ago for something, and we just sort of pulled the audio because it's hilarious.
I wish he made
Yeah.
it specifically for us.
I should get him to say something specifically.
He's
for us.
probably on. He's probably on Cameo or something.
Yeah, just
Cameo.
go and make him do the library intro for one episode.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
do that.
We should do that.
Probably
actually.
not expensive.
Probably, well, I've looked at his rates. It's pretty ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeesh.
I mean, it's fair. His voice is valuable.
Fair enough.
His existence is valuable. All right. Anyway, back on task. Question 8. Is being a Halo fan the definition of pain and sorrow? Yes, yes, or yes?
Well, okay. Since you put it that way, I'm going to go with yes.
It's yes.
that would be correct. It is.
It's a hard decision between yes and yes, but yes is
at the end of
definitely
the day,
choice.
yes was the right choice.
Yes.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I love Halo. I love it, and I
love it too.
Love it.
It's more about whether or not it's loving us back enough.
It's an abusive
I
relationship.
think there's definitely some disappointment, and I think there's definitely some disappointment, but
Yes.
I wouldn't call it all pain and suffering.
No, I think we have the most fun whenever we get to actually be a community, have a great time as a community, and not
Absolutely.
spend the entirety of our days just dunking on the game for an entirety of our social media careers at certain people.
I think some of the disappointments with Halo are prolific throughout the video game and entertainment industry.
Oh, right now
I don't
especially,
think
you're
it's
so right.
Specific, yeah. I don't think there's. I think
FPS
entertainment in
genre
general
right now
has
is
some
just-
issues that they're struggling through, and I think Halo's a victim of them more so than it is.
If folks who are curious,
specifically a problem.
if folks are curious about this, we actually have a couple developers, including one who's just so much fun to talk to, a guy by the name of Wraith. Ask him questions. He just got his degree in game development. He's fantastic. He's a really fun guy to talk to, and he has a lot of insights on how the industry works. He's a great guy to talk to. Anyway, we got to bring this home. We got 2 more questions, and then you got the
All
pot.
right, 2 more questions.
Yep.
Okay.
Question 9. What is the actual name of the hunter species? Those big boys with the shields and cannons.
Megalegolo.
Wow, I didn't even need to say the name. Yeah, that's correct. You even said
I told
the
you,
exact
if it's lore and reading and history, I'm gonna have a lot better chance of knowing that than what gun is in what game.
Yeah, that's extremely backwards usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. And also, you got the subspecies, which was impressive. I only had like Golo because there's a couple different subspecies, but you technically got the correct subspecies anyway. So, all right. So we got one last question, and then it's all over. This is for the whole pot. Question number 10. During the Human Covenant War, who else was the Covenant after and trying to destroy, but didn't come close? Was it the Insurrection, the Forerunners, or the Banished?
Who were they after and trying to destroy? Well, the Covenant was trying to destroy all of humanity, so they would have been trying to destroy the UNSC and the Insurrection. I can't imagine that they would want to destroy the Forerunners, at least.
Keep in mind the keywords, but didn't come close.
But didn't come close. Okay, so why would they be trying to... Okay, what was it again? The Banished?
It's the Insurrection.
The Banished didn't even exist until after the Covenant War.
That ain't it. That ain't
The Banished?
Halo Wars 2 has a cutscene all about how the Banished is formed.
Yeah, well... Okay, so are you hinting that the Banished is the answer?
I'm not hinting at anything, but you should say those words.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Banished.
It's the Banished.
It is the Banished.
So just to explain real quick, basically it said even at the height of the Covenant's power, they didn't come close to defeating the Banished because the Banished just started stealing Covenant tech, improving it, and ultimately the Covenant were fighting the UNSC and the Banished at the same time.
After, okay, all right, well, okay, we can get, okay, all right, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
So when do you consider the Covenant, when did the Covenant, the Schism is when the Covenant dissolved, right?
Yep.
So there was Banished before that?
Atriox was part of a suicide, basically, a suicide brute squad.
I remember there was a comic book or whatever about where they would send his whole family, his whole group in to die. And then he would live, and then he would send them all 50 of them in again to die, and then he would live or whatever. But
and Atriox was
they were just Covenant soldiers at that point.
Yeah, but Atriox was the first to turn on the Covenant. That was his big claim to fame. He turned on the Covenant before anybody else did. Right. Yeah, so he was one of the OGs of rebellion. Okay, so by the skin of my teeth, and with some hinting and some nudging. Yep. So you've got.
I survived the 10 questions.
You might have 1,000 Halo Infinite credits.
No. I'm going to pass it on. I'm going to pass it on to the next guy.
I meant 2,000.
Yeah. So the next guy will get 4,000. Right?
4,000
or $40.
Or a $40 game, random game.
What kind of
$40 game on Steam can go a long way.
$40 get you on Steam?
Quite a bit. It'll get you quite a few games.
You could get
it. Won't. Yeah. So just City Skylines was like $39. I think Helldivers was $50. Can't get Helldivers, but it's kind of dying anyway.
Don't say that.
Sorry. All right. Well, thanks anyway. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
sorry, I couldn't
thanks
answer
for
more
joining
questions.
us. Congrats on pulling the win out. It was great.
Yeah.
Good job. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you around the Discord.
Welcome. It's been a pleasure. Invite me back anytime. You can't find anybody to be on the show.
Absolutely, my friend. All right, so you knew all the answers except for the ones that you got called on, or that one.
The one you got
all
called.
of them.
Even the assault rifle one.
Even the assault rifle one. Okay, so
yeah, that's kind of
what. Just because I don't talk about an infinite around you.
I recognized both of the names, but I couldn't remember which one to which.
Oh, is that my fault? Is that my failure?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of looked. It just goes to show everyone has their own memories when it comes to Halo. Because I thought the assault rifle one was like a freebie. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was a freebie. To be fair, I don't blame him for choosing the Magnum because the Magnum is so underwhelming in Halo 2.
No, yeah.
But it is there.
It's there. It's there. I mean, the thing is that it technically could be a trick answer because some people don't consider it a Magnum, even though it is a Magnum.
No, it is. It's a Magnum.
It's a Magnum. So, anyway, James says hi.
Hello.
He just wanted to say hi to the audience. Now, Shane.
Yo.
It's Patreon time.
Yeah.
So, my friends, if you want to support us on Patreon, that's patreon.com/JumperScape. These guys have their own little council of Patreon names. They just change their name every week, and there's nothing we can do about it. So that's just kind of how it is. But, I already from right off the bat, I can already tell right here that they're going to miss out on Connor and James not being here right off the bat from Kyle. Because if I just, actually, no, I have to reverse this. I accidentally had it going from low to high. It has to go from high to low because our top supporters are the best. All right, so first and foremost, Shane, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you?
I am.
Okay, cool.
I sure am.
Jacob Adlam, James has forced me to fire his ship weapons. I'm sorry. Council of Patreon names Lactating Snake Nipple. Knock, knock. I am Truth, the voice of the Covenant. Asshole. You must be silenced.
Is that what it says?
Scion Esports. No.
Oh,
no.
damn.
I said that. I'm the funny one, okay?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Scion Esports, you guys are awesome. Good job with the quiz show just
Give
now.
us free Give us free shit.
It's Default 456, Dark Salad 42. Connor, knock knock. Let him respond. Let us respond. Let him respond. Let us in, and I'll tell you. Sorry, they're not here.
He's not here.
Hey James, they're not here.
They're not here.
So hold on to those until next week. They're not here yet, but hold on to those. Hounds of Me, Seth Rutherford, Spartan Dave, the one, the only, Dick Hammerbush.
Yeah!
Thank you! Thank you! Cool Blazer, Mobag at Y'allin, Spartan Book G156, Stably Unstable, Vermin, Addy Criminal, Connor Clark, Dapper Dame, Dylan, James is saying Healy father-in-law, knock knock, who's there? You know, you are a dirty shizno. Nice red versus blue reference. Lactating Gator, Lactating Milk MT, Sergeant Forge's Chipotle Shotgun, The Lactation of Mercy, Brendan Pfeiffer, Sky Cairo, Eliza, Emilio Gomez, JX O'Malley. Is he Emilio? Emilio, you new? You're new. JX O'Malley, Keith 077, knock knock. Become the arbiter, and you shall be set loose against this heresy with our blessing. Mr. Shifter, James Zealot, Slab. Are they just doing a bunch of knock-knock jokes?
It seems like it. That might be the trend.
That's awesome. Slabnut, Stewardship Reborn, Lactating Again in the Garage. Ugh. Tucker, Osseo DST, Connor, nope, he's not here.
Not here.
Damian Groth, Dr. Lactator, Hayden, the f*** you mean? Hamilton. It's too late, she's gone. We have to keep moving, Chief. There's a long sword still in the hangar. Linda Marie was our ticket out.
Oh.
James has forced me to drive his Covenant ship. I'm sorry.
Was drive in all caps?
Yes. James he's not here. Pity 104, sorry, I forgot to change my name for a couple weeks. He's still doing that. Techo Vadamai, the oldest living Halo fan.
How old are you?
How old are you?
I want to know how old you are.
The real Linda Marie, and yes, I'm alive. The Goob, who are you people? Why did you take my money? And why are you reading my name? X3TN, can you all individually just scream for me? I need audio for bass drops.
Well, you got me earlier.
Let's hit him with the... There.
Nice.
I'm really good at letting loose, you know? Sometimes it lets the voices out.
Oh.
Cloud Spark 5970, Connors and Shane's Bloody Shed Man, Daniel Dumpweed, Halo the Guy, Iskar, Ikiri, Kyle Hooley, and lastly, but never leastly, Warm Apple Swouse.
Warm Apple Swouse.
I need my phone.
Why did you throw it?
Because it was for dramatic effect.
Well, you know, it kind of negates it that you have to pick it right.
No.
No, it does. It does.
Okay, so. Queso. I feel heavier. All right.
There's no way we're taking shots at queso on our podcast. There's just no way we're taking shots at.
Just, I'm suddenly feeling like there's a weight in my head.
Oh my God.
Just quick, don't think of queso.
This poor man. It would be an honor for him to acknowledge us.
It would be. All right, so we got 3 reviews, but I'm only going to read 2 of them.
Oh?
Because one of them is a story, and they're not even here. So that would just be mean.
Is it my story?
No.
Oh.
It's Halo Stranded.
Oh.
The one, I think that's I think it's the ODST one.
Well, wait, let's wait for them.
Yeah, that's the ODST one.
Let's wait for them to be back next week.
All right, so first it comes from Good Soldiers, ...
Follow orders.
Wrong franchise, dude.
Good franchise.
Good
for the
franchise.
most part. For the most
Wrong,
part.
though.
For the most part.
I mean, it's pretty fantastic. It's just got a lot of bad eggs recently.
That's why I said for the most part.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
Great podcast. 11 out of 10. 5 stars. There's only 5, so you're already messing up the out of 10 thing. Anyway, this is the lore of Linda Marie. Oh my God. Just to clarify, I have been informed that they contacted Linda Marie.
I don't believe Linda Marie is a real person.
They screened this past Linda Marie.
She's not real.
She's in the general chat.
They made a burner account.
Are you saying that you will not believe it until you hear her voice in a
Yes, 1,000,000%. And even then, I'm convinced Kyle or Default will be using a voice changer. I am so certain.
Is there anything that can be done to prove to you that Linda Marie is a real person?
Come to HCS. No, I'm so for real. I don't believe she's a real person. I don't believe Linda Marie.
Sorry, Linda.
I'm sorry, Linda. If you are real, I don't.
I appreciate how you have the same name as one of the Blue Team members.
That is kind of cool, yeah. But I also believe that you're not real. I'm like 90% certain the Council of Patreon names is like created a fake account at some point for whatever reason, had an account, okay? And heard Connor get excited, like, we have someone normal. we have someone normal, and you're just milking it.
Listen, I'm not saying that you're reading it wrong, because it's totally possible.
I think it's likely. I don't think it's just I think it's likely. I want to be wrong.
We're going to read the story.
Okay.
Linda Marie shivered as she hurried through the dimly lit alleyways of the city. Odd as it was, a fairly warm summer night. The heat waves of summer had come early this year, and tonight was particularly toasty. She glanced anxiously around, her footfalls echoing down the surprisingly empty street. Linda was a nurse at the local hospital, used to dealing with emergencies and crises, but this night held a danger she couldn't have anticipated. As she turned a corner, a shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, moving with an unnatural grace, like a wraith in the darkness. Wraith.
Get it? Halo.
Before Linda could react, she both saw and felt a spectral force wrap around her body and spirit, engulfing her startled cry. Dementor? Panic surged through her as she struggled against her captor, but the figure seemed almost ethereal, its touch cold and clammy like death itself. With a sudden jolt, everything went black. When Linda regained consciousness, she found herself in a strange chamber bathed in a soft, eerie light. The walls seemed to pulsate faintly, and the air was heavy with an otherworldly chill. As she tried to sit up, she realized she was surrounded by figures seated in a semicircle, their faces obscured by hoods and masks and traffic cones? You're awake. 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 A voice echoed through the chamber, sending shivers down Linda's spine. She looked around, trying to make sense of her surroundings. The figures in this council seemed to be observing her with a mix of curiosity and solemnity.
Oh, no. Linda, get out of there.
Where am I? She managed to whisper, her voice trembling. You are in the presence of the Council of Patreon names. The voice replied.
Are the echoes there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not written. Earlier it said echoed through the chamber, so I'm maintaining continuity.
Okay.
Yeah. Hire me to do audiobooks. The voice replied, sending a chill through Linda's heart. There's a lot of chills going through this woman at this point. We are the custodians of the Patreon, and those that dare attack the sanity of the 4 great hosts. Hosts. That's us.
It is us.
Our sanity is on the line.
Our sanity. It's gone.
The council costs it most of the time. Just to get that cannon out of the way. Linda's mind raced as she tried to comprehend the situation. The legends spoke of the council as the only beings able to withstand the focused scrutiny of the 4 great hosts, if they even existed. Protectors of the lactators.
Fam.
We're never going to lose that
dog,
meme.
please.
We're never going to lose it.
I want to so bad.
She had always thought them to be myths. Or mythters, actually. That wasn't written down.
Just keep reading. Just keep reading. Just keep reading.
Thanks, VeggieTales. Tales told the frightened children. Why have you brought me here? Linda asked, her voice steadier now, despite the fear gnawing at her. You have been chosen, another voice intoned from within the gathering, an inner council member, its tone grave. chosen to bear witness to our existence and to be the next mantle under which we shall flourish. Linda struggled to find words, her thoughts a jumble of confusion and disbelief. She had been kidnapped by creatures she thought were mere superstition, taken from her familiar world into this surreal chamber. Yet there was a strange sense of purpose in the air, as if she was meant to be here for some greater reason. As the council continued to speak with her on their role as custodians and explaining the delicate war they waged, Linda's fear began to slip away, as did her very being and spirit, slowly stolen by the wraith that brought her here, leaving an empty shell, a near-perfect external imitation of Linda Marie. And so, the mantle, once Linda, was wielded by the council, changing members from time to time, ever tormenting the four great hosts. But anyways, great podcast. Do you guys want more stories of the expanding lore of the Council of Patreon names? Any criticism is welcome.
Sure, keep it coming. Might as well.
One criticism. Too short.
I think that was the perfect length. I don't think it needs to be any longer than that. I don't want it to be any longer than that. I'm so scared what they could do with an entire...
I'm just saying, though, whoever wrote that, you're a newcomer. I have never read your stuff before. I know it because you have actually, like, I know you wrote good papers in college. I can just tell. Your grammar is fantastic. Your punctuation is spot on. Like, if I was a professor, which I'm trying to be one day, I would give you an A. Maybe a plus.
Linda, I'm sorry, I still don't believe you're real. I don't.
There's a whole story about her right here about what happened.
That doesn't mean anything until she comes up to us at HCS
and just says, like, I'm Linda Marie.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, that could be like completely like
they just pull some random chick.
Well, right. Well, that too. But here's the thing: for all we know, Linda Marie could be like 12.
That's true. But if that happens, I'll confirm it at least.
I mean, I guess. I mean, if she's that young, I doubt she'll be at HCS.
Well, just bring the parent. I'll shake the hands of.
Oh no, absolutely.
Parents.
I'll meet.
I'll be like, I don't know how your kid signed up to a Patreon, but here we are.
Yeah. She signed up for what? A Patreon. They give us money with what debit card?
That's a good question. Anyway, I think Sketch is calling for us. We have one more review.
Okay.
From Alien Boy, he's back.
Okay.
Dops. 5 stars.
Cool.
Can I friend the Dawn on Xbox? Don't read out loud, but my username is not auto-generated, I swear. But could you? Thanks.
I'm sure he'll add you.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't. We have a bunch of people added on Xbox from the Discord.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that have to learn the hard way that I'm really hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. I just got a lot of stuff I got to do, guys. Come on. You gotta realize I got stuff to do. I mean, look at my DMs, Shane.
I see.
Yeah. And like one of them is Chris Eichen, one of them is a former animator at Rooster Teeth, and one of them is late night gaming.
That's kind of cool.
It is. Oh, and also Boomerang. Yeah, you're pretty cool. All right, so Q&A time.
Yeah.
We're almost out of time, so we got to make this quick, Shane.
Okay.
You're so right.
I was just about...
No Q&A.
We're not doing Q&A?
Do you want to watch WWE?
At least the opening segment. So
we got 9 minutes, dude.
Oh my God. Okay, I didn't know what time it was.
This first package comes from Slipstream. Hey, you sent us the thing. You said it wasn't. I thought you said it was going to be here until like next week. Liar.
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh,
I never know what these are.
Oh, I thought you. It sounded like you knew.
I just know Slipstream. He's in our Discord, dude.
Yeah.
Hangs out all the time.
Yeah.
Acknowledge him. What is this? What is this?
Oh, hold on. No, that might be really cool. Take it out.
Is that?
Hold on. Take it out.
Is this related to this?
Yes. It's
for those who are on the video, that are watching the video on Patreon.
Well, make sure, see if there's a letter before you do anything. Make sure there's not something to read. That's important.
No.
Okay.
Dang it, there's...
Is that a poster?
No, this is a rug.
It's a rug.
It's a game disc rug.
I saw that on TikTok the other... That has so much
Patreon,
aura.
You get to watch all of this. This is sick.
I saw that on TikTok like literally this morning.
We're keeping that there.
Yeah.
It's staying.
Yeah.
I don't even want to step on it.
I mean, you might need to just a little bit to flatten it.
That's true, but like I'm gonna feel bad about it. I'm gonna have to get like a pair of studio shoes. I never wear them anywhere except for the studio.
Put the fan on it for a little bit. Like when you go upstairs, put it under the fan, have the fan flatten it.
That's true. Yeah.
You want to put something or iron it. Literally just take an iron to it.
That would work. That's awesome. Slipstream, you are sick.
I'm going to send hold on, angle it towards me. I'm going to send a picture to Connor and James.
Perfect. That's what I wanted. All right, I'm going to angle it back. So, Halo 2 rug, and it's a game disc, but as a rug. I was just looking at these like actually a week and a half ago. I was looking at them on Etsy, and I thought they were the sickest things ever, but I wasn't going to spend any of the company's budget on that. I'm so glad that you did this. This is fantastic. I know that the other ones exist, so I feel like I got to start growing the collection now, so we'll see what happens, but this is fantastic. Also, very, very good job somehow tying it to what I have on the screen here. Very effective. All right, now, Slipstream, you're awesome. We have one more, though, from Antoine.
Shout out Antoine.
California.
That's crazy.
It's a Magic the Gathering card.
It's a what?
It's a Magic the Gathering card.
Can I... What?
It's a Magic the Gathering card.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Magic the Gathering is? You've never seen the card game? Shane, do you exist in this world?
I do.
Okay.
Apparently not enough.
Because they have these cards at the exchange. They have these cards at Walmart. They've got these cards at Target. They have these cards at... Listen, my guy. Magic the Gathering is basically, you know Hearthstone?
Yeah.
It's like Hearthstone, but if Hearthstone was checkers, Magic the Gathering is chess.
Ah.
It's ridiculous. There's thousands of cards.
Can I see it?
Dude.
I'm so scared.
It's a library Halo Lorecast Magic the Gathering card.
No, that goes crazy.
We can't even show the camera because it has.
We got to get it laminated. We have to get it laminated.
We're
gonna
have to. We have a laminator. We can do that.
Yeah, laminate.
We have a laminator. Yeah, we do. I can show you. They're in my office.
Hold on. Impart if you.
I can read it out loud for them.
Targets. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I just wanted to read it myself.
No, it's great.
That's really cool.
This is okay. So basically, it has the new cover that's going to be coming out with season 4. It has the new cover on it, and at the top, the category is Lorecast, or the name of it. It's an artifact, Lorecast. Imparts Halo lore upon the target when used. If the lore is too great, target gets sent to graveyard. Connor sent, that's badass. That's so cool. Did you take a picture of this too?
Give it to me. I'll send it to them. Do you want to be in it?
Yeah,
Do you want to hold it? Okay.
They'll just
Do you want to see it?
Yeah. I love this show. I love what we do here on the show. It's great. Guys, you're fantastic. This is awesome. That's going to be a great thing to have. Also, we're basically almost done with this set, by the way. So, Dustin, if you're watching, JumperScape sign's coming up next. It's coming up soon. We're almost there. We wanted to have it up so that Room 237 can use it for their Season 2 premiere. That's the thing, by the way. Room 237 is going to get video episodes before Library. They're going to be getting them weeks in advance. So if you want to see what the studio is going to look like ahead of time before we start really getting this thing all haloed up, check it out on Room 237. It'll be really fun. So, yeah, this has been great. I love this. This is fantastic. I'm going to hang on to that card with everything I hold dear.
Laminate it.
I'm going to laminate it. I love how it's actually reflective, too. Like, it's got the coating on it.
We need to get, like, a shelf or something.
Yeah, one that we can actually put on camera somewhere. Like behind
back here, just like here.
They have corner shelves that are that thin, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Right.
You could even get one that you could just put in the corner back here instead of. I was thinking honestly, you could have just do it like a 2x4 from like here to here diagonally, but you could buy a corner shelf that just goes straight up.
That's fair. I mean, I'm going to see if I can find that out, but yeah, this is fantastic. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So Antoine, you're awesome. I think this was sourced by Kyle. I think Kyle came up with this idea, but still very, very cool. And Slipstream, you're awesome. I just can't even get
Both
started. Both
gifts are amazing.
This is fantastic. You guys are great. I'm checking the P.O. box all the time now, so you guys can come and check that out. No, you can't. You can't go and check it out. You can only send me stuff and then I check it out. And then you can check it out after I bring it on the show. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening or watching if you're a patron. If you're not a patron, $1 will allow you to watch the video episodes before they're released until season 4 when we drop it publicly and we are all dappered up and everything. Next week, patrons will get to see something very special. I hyped it up this past week, but we didn't have everyone showing up, so I had to kind of undo it. But next week, video episodes, you're going to see something very special. So don't miss it. Don't miss it at all. If you want to support, patreon.com/JumperScape. If you want to join the community, get to know everybody, hang out, have a good time. Join us on August 1st for the game, or August 5th for the game night, and also future tournaments that me and Shane may or may not be, casting for. That's discord.gg/JumperScape. And if you want to greenlight a show, we have all sorts of ideas, but we can't greenlight all of them. That's ko-fi.com/JumperScape. Shane, would you like to say goodbye to the people?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the lovely gifts. Keep it coming. We appreciate you as always.
Wow, that was smooth. Good job.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. That was awesome.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.